Hello and welcome. My name is Barbara Hutchinson and it's my very great pleasure to be speaking today to Gerry Campbell, Group Vice President, Commercial EMEA. During the next 5 minutes you'll hear Gerry's thoughts about how digitisation is transforming dentistry and why Dentsply Sirona is capturing the real-life digital experiences of leading dentists and lab owners in a series of online webinars, Let's Talk Digital. Hi Gerry, good to have you with us. I think we'd all agree that digital technology has really come into its own during the pandemic. Do you think this has helped change the perception of some of the profession? And in effect, are we now experiencing a perfect storm for dental digitisation?
All sorts of digital technology has come to the forefront during this pandemic. I'll give you an example. 6 months ago, I barely used Microsoft Teams. And I was using Skype, and I thought Skype was the best thing since sliced bread. I thought it was a way to do business, a way to communicate. Then since we moved into the pandemic and I started using Microsoft Teams at home because I was forced into making that change, I realised the potential of that product. And that product's been around for, 3, 4, 5 years potentially, but was never really used for all of its capability until the real need arose during this pandemic. I certainly view digital dentistry in a similar way. Is that quite a lot of the time we don't know what's available to us, and therefore we don't know what we can get out of the technology and how to experience that. I think this is a great opportunity now for our dentists and clinicians to look at digital technology and say, well, what can it do for me? And how can it change my patient experience in my dental practice?
So, in what practical ways can digital technology help dental professionals recover and regain the ground they've lost since the spring?
The dental practices with the fallow time have experienced a reduction in capacity. And of course, in the early days of the pandemic, there were fewer people going to the dentist. The dentists were closed initially. And then when they opened up, we started to see patients coming back. We look at this in 3 ways, really. It's about efficiency, it's about experience, and it's about expansion. So if you think about efficiency, what everyone's looking for right now is to spend as little time as they need to in the dental chair. And that goes for both the patient and the clinician. Thinking about the PPE that the clinicians are wearing, which tends to get a bit more uncomfortable, and thinking about the clean down between patients, keeping that to as minimum time as possible, but the best customer experience is what the clinicians are looking for. So in terms of efficiency, digital technology offers that efficiency in a really meaningful way. The time it takes to do an intraoral scan today is much less than it takes to do an analog impression, and much more pleasant for the patient. And that just brings it on to that patient experience, because again, the patients are looking to spend as little time as possible at dental practice. And they've got the opportunity with single visit dentistry to go one day and to have an impression and also have a crown in the same day in a single visit. And that's what I think the patients and the dental practice are looking to work together on to make that an overall better experience. And the third thing is expansion, because what we're seeing right now is lots of dentists are looking to expand their offering to their patients, whether that be clear aligners or implants. Having a digital scanner, an intraoral scanner, gives you that very first step in digitising your workflows and bringing more patients to your practice and expanding your offering.
Digital technology now touches virtually every dental discipline. How has this integration improved patient care?
I think that integration of technology really starts with when the patient first has an intraoral scan. And having that intraoral scan allows the dentist and clinicians to then present back to the patient, here's what your dentition looks like, here are areas where we can see there could be some potential issues or problems, but also here are areas where you may want to change your smile design and look different. And but quite often when the patient's presented with the 3D image in front of them, they get that opportunity to talk about something they haven't really spoken about before. Maybe they've got a gap they're not happy with, maybe the shape of some of the teeth they're not happy with. And this technology gives that opportunity to do that. And then taking that from there, from that initial consultation, the digital scan then gives an opportunity to integrate a workflow which is very efficient for the patient and connects up to different treatment plans, be it implants, be it clear aligners.
So how will Dentsply Sirona help dentists to understand the transformational impact of digital dentistry?
I think first and foremost, education is really important. I think for dentists to understand what this technology is capable of doing is the first step to understanding whether it's right for their practice or not right for their patients. And in line with that, we'll be offering lots of educational programs and support for dentists, be that a very first tentative step into digital, or if they want to go full chairside restoration, we're there to help them through that process. And one of the key things is that what we can do is we can bring experienced clinicians who've been using this technology for many years onto public platforms, and they can share their experiences with the audience. And that, to me, is the most important part, because these are people who have actually done it in practice. They know how to do it, they've got that experience, and they can share, and they're very happy to share that experience with others. And for Dentist by Sarona, it's important that we bring the latest technology to the marketplace. What we're trying to achieve with this is to make it as simple and straightforward as possible for digital dentistry to take place in the dental practice. And it needs to be seamless, easy to access, easy to learn, and a great patient experience. So we're continuing to invest in research and development to make that process simpler. And every year you'll see new innovations coming out that are scalable, and also that you can build upon from your previous investments.
The Let's Talk Digital events start with some webinars around digital transformation, featuring some really high-class speakers. What can other dental professionals learn from their experiences?
I think the key thing here is that they can learn from their peers. So as I mentioned previously, people have been through this process already, they've learned from it, and they understand in a very practical way how to utilise this technology. And I think, as we develop the technology and people develop processes and techniques, there are always ways of doing things better. And we're always open to this as well, to feedback from our clinicians about how to make the whole process slicker, more effective, and more efficient. So for the Let's Talk Digital series, we have world-class speakers. They're entertaining, they're experienced, they know how to communicate, and they are there to help all of us through that digital journey.
Thanks for your time today, Gerry. It was really good to hear your thoughts. So, to learn more about how digital technology could transform your practice or laboratory, tune in to our first webinar on October the 12th at 7 p.m, featuring partner at 10 Dental, Nick Sisodia, and owner of Nexus Dental Laboratory, Steve Campbell. We look forward to seeing you there.